Salam alaikum. Hi, I'm James Lasser. I'm the director of The Art of Dissent, and I'm speaking to you from my house and the studios of Fox Hollow Films to tell you a little bit about why our team made this movie. I'd first like to thank the organizers of the Karma Human Rights Film Festival for selecting us, and I'd like to thank the audience for taking the time to watch this movie. This is our first showing in the Middle East. It's important to us. It's our sixth showing online. We have yet to be at a film festival, which is quite sad for us. I can assure you that on this snowy Christmas Eve day, when the snowplows are removing the snow from the sidewalks out in front of my house, I'd rather be with all of you in person. I really wish I could be there. I know our team would like to be there. A little bit about our team and about myself. I'm an historian who works on the history of colonialism and decolonization, and I've written pretty extensively about the colonial occupation of Algeria and the history of decolonization in North Africa. I've long been interested in the history of intellectuals and the role of artists in helping to achieve national liberation. That's really what I work on. I'm currently writing a book about the global history of national liberation. So in 2017, I had a discussion with Mariana Chapkova, an aspiring politician in the Czech Republic. We were speaking in Prague, and we talked about the idea of making a film about the dissidents who struggled against the communist authoritarian regime in Czechoslovakia. And she and I talked about the possibility of making this movie. We began to dream. We had many titles for this movie. Eventually, we settled on the title of The Art of Dissent, which is a hybrid kind of crossover from one of the titles that Václav Havel wrote called The Art of the Impossible. We decided to use The Art of Dissent because we wanted to kind of take off the art of war idea and the art of dissent and merge them together into a title for a film. That's how the title came about. So in 2017, Mariana Chapkova and I decided to make this movie. We began to work immediately with the brilliant filmmaker and camerawoman Susan Palke, who joined our team immediately in 2017. And she and Mariana and I decided to do these interviews. Then we began to work with Czech television. So we talked to Czech television extensively over a course of several years. And I began to work with the archivist, Martin Bode at Czech television, who helped us choose and select the archives that we would eventually use in the movie. So there are two parts of it. There are filming oral history interviews with Mariana, Susan, and myself in Prague over a course of, I think, 3 years. And then over a couple of years, I worked with Mariana, Martin, and Elena Juresic on selecting the archives that we would use in the movie. And in particular, Martin played the critical role because he was the archivist at Czech TV who knows the archives intimately. And we had, it's fair to say, unparalleled access to the archives at Czech TV. No filmmaker in the world has ever had the access we've had. I'm not bragging, I'm just telling the truth. So we have really extensive archives. We pulled hundreds of films. The first version of this movie was 6 hours, which I think after you watch the one that you watch or will watch, you think 6 hours? How could you watch a movie that long? So we decided in 2019 to cut the movie down. So we began to work with a production company in Prague called Formal Productions. And over the course of the year 2019, we made the movie shorter. We brought it from 6 hours into an hour and 45 minutes. It was painful. We had to make a lot of painful decisions on which things to cut out. But Elena, Martin, and I, and a number of other people that were involved in this really worked hard to make this happen. The idea behind the movie is just to simply tell a story about how artists help overthrow the communist regime. We wanted to show the positive role of artists, and we wanted to show something that would be uplifting and inspirational. We all agree that we live in a troubled and trying time right now, and we wanted to make a movie that would show that people didn't give up. They struggled against all odds to achieve national liberation, to recreate civil society along their own desires and aspirations, and it worked. And you had a leader like Václav Havel emerge to become one of the most important leaders of the 20th century, like Nelson Mandela in a lot of ways. So I'm gonna not talk a little. I've already gone over the time I was asked to speak. I want to let you have the movie speak for itself. I'll let the movie speak for itself. But I want to thank you again from the team of The Art of Dissent for taking the time to watch our movie and for showing the movie at the Caramel Human Rights Film Festival in Jordan. It's a privilege. Enjoy the movie. Bye.